We'll start at the bottom and we'll work our way up. Singles match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I have been talking a lot of mess going back to right after WrestleMania when Becky Lynch attacked Lyra Valkyrie. And, she beat up Bayley to join the tag team match and win the tag titles, only to turn on Lyra as soon as possible so she could challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. Didn't beat her. Then she finally beat her. She ended up being able to beat her again. But I just didn't understand why Becky cared so much about the Intercontinental Championship. Why was it something that, she wanted to fight for? She was a former women's champion. She had been the main event of WrestleMania. She had won Royal Rumbles. This just seemed like it was something below her. I thought maybe she was just trying to help her friend out, and like maybe basically get her over, get a couple wins under her belt. But now that Becky and Lyra's, their feud is over, Becky's holding the belt, and Lyra is nowhere to be seen. I don't even really honestly know what's going on with her. But I'll give it to you here. For some reason, this match, I don't know if it's giving me like the 2016, 2017 feels of old school wrestling when we used to watch it on Monday Night Raw and the USA Network and things like that. But I care about this match. Honestly, all of a sudden, you can look, but you can't touch. Nikki Bella in 2025 is in a match that I care about. I'll tell you this much. I don't know if Becky and Nikki had singles matches during the, Becky coming up to the main roster and them doing the whole team PCB, this submission sorority against Team Bad. I don't know if they had a singles match on a Raw or a SmackDown somewhere along the way. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, during like the SmackDown era of 2017, I bet you Nikki and Becky were fighting over the SmackDown title. I honestly, I just can't remember it, but I'm surprised as you. Nikki on her, I don't know if it's like the Trish Stratus, like I'm back. You don't really believe I'm back. Every single time I do something, you get to think it's like the last time, but she's still hanging around. I took some shots at her and I said it was, because of the child support payment that was so large each and every month. That's the reason why she was coming back to wrestling. I can tell you, I think she was coming back even if she didn't get divorced. I think this is honestly something that she wants to do for herself. I think she wants to do it, for her family, to prove that she can still do it. I'm not saying that like the clothing line and the wine business as well as the podcast aren't paying out. I think that like she's fine with everything like that. I think it's honestly just this is something that she did, and I can tell you the truth. Like people were down on Divas Wrestling before we got the NXT invasion of Charlotte, and Becky, Sasha Banks, Bayley. They're giving that, women's division a huge, upgrade, but it really wasn't the Divas division of, people. I don't really want to take shots at people, but, like when like they just had supermodels going out there and wrestling. Nikki, whether if it was working with, Daniel Bryan or if it was working with John Cena, just being around that kind of company all the time, she got good. She got real good to the point when she was carrying that title and she was carrying the Divas division. Yeah, it picked up when Becky came to town. They had that big WrestleMania 32 three-way with Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte. And, Nikki, of course, at that time, she had neck surgery. She was like in the opening match, just wearing that freaking collar thing, and you just felt so bad for her. She had no business really being there that soon after neck surgery. And of course, once she got, healed and she got better, she actually came back. In this match, we've got her going up against Becky. I think that Becky's just gonna beat her. I don't really know what Becky's doing with this Intercontinental title, but for some reason, this match intrigues me. But I think Becky's, not even really getting an upset victory. I think she's just keeping her championship. If Becky's just going to be holding this belt, to just like give like the women's division on Monday Night Raw one more bigger thing, I'll take it all day. Julia, who I don't know much about at all, is holding that SmackDown championship. And I think since she won it, I think she only defended it one time on SmackDown before a pay-per-view. I don't really know what they're doing with that title, but I don't really ever really see her at all. So maybe they only needed to add one mid-card championship to WWE, because we see the women's tag belts a lot on Monday Night Raw. We're heavily being featured with the Judgment Day. Now they're over on SmackDown with Charlotte and Alexa, and they're cooking something there. I don't think the long run is them just holding on to those titles forever. Somewhere along the line, we have to have one turn on the other, lose the titles, and then we have a singles feud come out of that. We've seen it 1,000 times, but they're cooking something. We just got to let them get there.